Cartoons don't look anything like this. But if you're my age, old as dirt and spam and everything else, you remember these cartoons growing up. So we start out with Jetsons, and we go into the Pink Panther, which the older generation don't know that as a cartoon, know as a movie. But we're not talking about the older generation, we're talking about my generation, know it as Pink Panther the cartoon. And then, yes, you're welcome. And then we finish up with, of course, how could you forget Fred Flintstone? So we're going Jetsons, Pink Panther, and Flintstones, and one of our trumpet players is missing, so I'm going to be back playing rather than conducting, so enjoy. Here we go, Jetsons. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. On the trumpet, then Tori Rose on the trombone, then Jacob Lesh on the trumpet, and finally Brett Evenson on the trombone. All seniors, give them a big round of applause. For our next song, we're going to feature our lead tenor player. This is Brendan Willits playing the Pink Panther, and it also has a little feature with our bass player, who you might recognize one other little cartoon caper in there about a dog and a karate suit. I don't know, you'll have to figure that one out. Here we go. He was a janitor, yes, he was a mild-tempered janitor. Here we go, Pink Panther, ready? 1, 2, 3. Enjoy. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I've had nothing but fun with this jazz ensemble this year. I can't thank them enough. Please give them another round of applause. Thank you. Every year you know me well enough to know that I like to challenge and I like to do weird. With our spring concert or our winter concert, you got to hear surround sound. Tonight you're getting to hear weird sound. This piece is called Rhythm Stand, and what we're doing with this is they're playing modified instruments. They're beating on the rhythm on the stand with pencils. So you're going to hear little. Can I have 4 quarter notes on the playing of the bell? 2, ready, go. See? And then you're going to hear on the stand itself, which sounds like this. 2, ready, go. Wow. Now, what's hard about this piece is that it's all over the place, and you're going to hear rhythm that is just really, really weird, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy this piece. It's very difficult. It's above their ability, and they're doing a great job at it. So, sit back, relax, kind of, and enjoy Rhythm Stand.
This is our last song for the evening for the Symphonic Band, and now's the time I would like to recognize the seniors that are in this group. And I would like to start with the flute section, where we'll hear Sean Trail. Stand up, please. Over there at the clarinet, we have Elena Ariana. In the alto sax, we have Chris Cooks. I'm not Chris, excuse me, Brian Davis. I'm going to become anxious to get rid of Chris. band program, and in the cards for some of you, you guys have, that's why we're the best band line, because of a singers. This last song we're going to do for you is called Stormfront. It's written by Darren Jenkins, who is from Topeka. I went to college with Darren. We graduated, he went to Park High School, but we graduated at the same time. I played a bunch of honor bands with him throughout high school and college, so it's kind of an honor to do a piece of this written by him. So our last song tonight is called Stormfront.
released. This was released this last year. This song is an old one, but a really, really good one. This is Ritual Fire Dance. This is an awesome piece. Hope you enjoy. Donovan. I wanted to think with Donovan McNabb. I don't know why. Donovan Cardinals. Our president, Mr. Lucero, but he... This group is pretty dominated by seniors, so all of my Symphonic band members have a lot of big shoes to fill next year. However, I know they're up to the task. And this group has been absolutely amazing. My thanks to all of them, and of course all the seniors in the Symphonic band. It has been an amazing ride this year. For some of them, it's been an amazing ride for 7 years, all the way down from French middle school for several of them. So, for our last piece, we're going to fly out of here as fast as possible. This song is called Rolling Thunder for a purpose. It starts fast and then gets faster. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. Have a great evening. This is Rolling Thunder.
Thank you.